Well, good evening, everyone. And here we are, rounding up the wonderful Thursday night that we've had. Started off with Gilliam Farms. They had their first live in this lineup, and they did awesome. It was a great time. We also had White Rock Nation. We're all a part of them. Muddin' for Nothing. Those two are hilarious, and you just can't help yourself but snicker a little. And then 9 Acre Family Farms game night was wonderful. And then I get to round out the night for all of us. So thank you, everybody that joins us every Thursday night. It's wonderful. And I'm really glad that we were able to start and do it. So want to go ahead and say hi to everybody that's in the chat. So we have... I look like I'm going to have a freezing issue is what's going to happen. So apologize for it. Anyways, Dark Lord Medicine with us. Tiffany Mud and Mascara, thank you for coming in, both of you. Blue Self-Reliance has made it. Thank you for coming so early. Butler Family Farm. Hang in there, buddy. I know it sucks right now, but it'll get better. Let's Trade Paint was number 5. Got to give him his credit where it's due. Debar, thank you for coming in. White Rock Homestead, thank you for coming in. And yeah, I do want to keep bringing this up. I like what was started with them, and it's the Homestead Hangout Homies. That's what you guys in chat are. That's what we got to keep telling everybody. That's what your guys' names are. Joe, fix it for you. Thank you, my friend, for coming in. Where to begin? Homestead. Janice, thank you for coming in. Dink and Tank, Heartland Headquarters, thank you for coming in. 9 Acre Family Farms, hashtag body overalls in the house. Can't forget that. Lynn the Yoki, hello, thank you for coming in. Prepping for Heaven, Lori, we thank you for coming in. Getting down here, Audacity Dawning, Uncle G, thank you for coming in. I'm assuming it's him. It's okay, Laurie, because you can go back and watch them. Everybody would appreciate it. And it's a string, and it starts, my time, it starts 3 p.m. Pacific time, and then we go till mine at 7. So, Elliot, AR Gun 1776, thank you for coming in. Making sure I don't miss anybody. Nana 9 Acres is here. Thank you for coming in. Miss Andale is in here with us. Thank you for coming in. Jinja the Ninja, Not for Nothing Homestead. Thank you for coming in. And there we go. That's everybody. So thank you for coming in. So here's what I wanted to do tonight. Okay. I wanted to take a little different approach to what the night has been. Everybody's giving updates on what they're doing and what's going on. And theoretically, we should be doing our $5 pantry challenge. Because of the way things have changed and schedules have changed, I think we're going to have to put that off one more week. No matter what, though, next week, I'll try to get back on that. But a lot of people look at, or at least my theory is, a lot of people look at, why is this called Homestead Hangout when some of the channels are small in their locations that they have? Some of where they're at is small, some is big, some is bigger than others. And I think I thought it was important to let everybody know, at least from my perspective, where I think Kettle Kitchen fits into that. So that being said, I would like to start off with going through this. So I looked up the definition of homestead, and one of the definitions is the home adjoining land occupied by a family. Another is an ancestral home. Number 3, or C, is a house. Okay. And then number 2 would be a tract of land acquired from U.S. public lands by filing. Then to go into that additional conversation and bring up what we need to talk about here is what does it mean to be homesteading? And that's a lifestyle of self-sufficiency characterized by subsistence agriculture, home preservation, and it may involve small-scale production of textiles, clothing, or crafts for the home or use. And if you guys bear with me just 1 second here, I'm going to do this real quick. And what I'm trying to do is change over what I got going on because I'm noticing a major drag on the internet situation. So I'm going to try to switch over real quick. Hopefully you guys bear with me long enough to get that done. I already have it set up. I just have to get into it. Excuse me. All right. Better. Now I don't have to worry about the internet issue that I'm having. So just in case you missed what I did say, I do want to go ahead and throw it out you one more time. Homesteading is a lifestyle of self-sufficiency characterized through subsistence agriculture, home preservation, and may involve small-scale production of textiles, clothing, and crafts for sale or for the home. Okay, so basically what I take for Kettle Kitchen is that I'm doing it from my house with subsistence agriculture and home preservation, my primary goals. Whatever I do along the way, whether it's cooking or I'm in a collaboration or I'm gardening, which again is still subsistence agriculture, I am homesteading. Okay. Now going back to what we talked about just a second ago, regardless of which of those definitions, I'm doing it from my house. I remember quite a few years ago, not quite a few years ago, quite a few months ago, I struggled with the name I changed from. I was a different name prior to Kettle Kitchen. And I worried about what defines what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to get myself towards for my family. And there was a collaboration I was in. It was Jam It Up June last year. And our Hodgepodge Homestead had put a video out. Well, I had never seen them prior to the month of June, but I wanted to see what they're about. And I happened to go watch one of their channels and I follow them. I'm still subscribed to them. John, I think, is the husband. He made a comment that stuck with me and has always stuck with me. Homesteading, and I'm saying it that way for a reason, is really and truly about what you make it, how you do it, and where you do it, how you're able to. Okay. And what I took that as, or what I took that to mean is basically if you're doing the subsistence, and I'll bring these back up so you can see them. If you're doing the subsistence agriculture, gardening, trying to make food for you and your family, and the home preservation, which falls into that. And then you also, or in addition to, or separately, produce textiles, clothing, or crafts for sale or from home, for home. That is what makes homesteading. And that has always stuck with me. Take that to another level. There's two channels out there, and I'm gonna give them a shout out. One of them is with us tonight. Where to Begin Homestead. I love that name, and that's Janice. She's a wonderful channel, great person. If you don't know her, you should get to know her. Look at what she's got, because she's got some great content. But the name she chose, Where to Begin Homestead, really invokes what is the necessity to have a location. Homesteading is wherever you begin that at. I loved that name because of that, because it made me think of, well, it may not be her reasoning behind it, but what it did do for me is it made me think Where to Begin Homestead implies I can begin at any point, and whatever you're doing along that journey of homesteading really is your beginning point. If you're just planting tomatoes only, that's your beginning homesteading if it's for subsistence agriculture or gardening or for food in your house. The other name I love is Homestead Where You Are with Janet. And Janet's another wonderful channel, great information. She is a friend of this channel and she's been on with us several times. She is another good channel, and the name invokes Homestead Where You Are. Do it where you're at. Don't make it a big thing. Don't make it something more than it has to be. If you can only do small steps to start off with, then that's still homesteading. It just may be a different way of doing it. Okay. I do want to go into another term, which I'll come back to, but I want to see what chat's doing because a lot of people are talking in here now. And I don't know where I left off. I do see Angela has joined us. Thank you for coming in. Rena LaRue, thank you for coming in. She's a great supporter of the channel. Suburban Hillbillies, another great supporter of the channel. The Purring Lady, Prepping for Heaven. They're all great supporters of this channel. Everybody in here is a great supporter of this channel and most of us. So we all appreciate you guys. Christine, Mrs. Gilliam Farms is in with us. Now the Purring Lady is with us. I see her. Low Family Adventures, thank you for coming in. Suburban Hillbillies now joined us. Thank you for coming in. All right. So White Rock brings up a good comment I want to throw up there real quick. It is amazing how much you can grow on even an acre or less. Start wherever you are. And that really hits home what I'm trying to say. Okay. Because the second term I want to discuss is community. Community, number one definition, is a unified body of individuals such as the people with common interests living in a particular area, broadly, the area itself, okay? But it also is defined by a group of people with a common characteristic or interest living together within a large society. Now, most of us do not live together, but we have the same interest. We have the same desire. And again, I'm going to bring this one back up. We have the desire to have or make our own subsistence agriculture, home preservations, making of textiles, clothing, or crafts. We want to have land that is ours. We want to be able to function within ourselves and provide for our families, regardless of what's going on outside of our location. Okay. And I think that's really important. Now, taking all those things, homestead and community, what does that mean for Kettle Kitchen? Okay. When I started Kettle Kitchen, actually, like I said, it was a different name. And it was to, like a lot of people, it was to really hold on to the recipes that I knew up to that point. My wife and I had done up to that point. Her mom had taught us, or other family members. And I really started to look at putting a cookbook together for the family. And then I thought, well, the day and age where we're at, why not put it out on video? That way everybody has access to it all the time. Okay. That's what started Kettle Kitchen. And then now that I've evolved, I've been at this for more than a year. I have a nice following that to me is sustained. It feels that people do follow me in what I'm doing. They do come to the lives a lot. I need to put more videos out. That's one of my downfalls. But I've gotten sucked into the live thing, so that's me and my issue. But my goal when I was in December, I was looking at what am I going to do and what I'm going to change for my channel. Okay, I made 4 goals for myself. One was to properly uh, pressure can proteins, properly learn how to use the pressure canner. I don't remember what the third one is right now, but I'll remember it at some point. And then the fourth one was to dehydrate. Okay. In addition to that, I wanted to bring communities together. And my point behind that isn't necessarily that when you involve other channels and bring other channels with you, and you have other channels with you, it gives you a resource of knowledge. I am not a mechanic. I am not a carpenter. I am not a handyman. I know none of those things. I know how to change my own oil. I could change a tire if I had to. I could change a light bulb in the car or a headlight. Inside the house, I can fix minimal things, but I am not a big of any of those things. I have a lots of friends I can call now and say, hey, I'm having a problem. Can you help me with it? Now, that's not to push them into it. They do it whether they want to or not. That's their choice. Most of the people that I interact with are more than willing to do that. Okay. The community you build is the community that will sustain you as well as you sustaining them. Okay. And I do mean that in a emphasized tone, because what you put into the community, you should expect out of the community. Okay. But you can't expect something out of the community that you're not willing to put into the community. I hope that makes sense. It's not towards anybody or anything, but it is a part of what needs to happen for that community to thrive and benefit. Okay. I think moving forward now, of those 4 things, again, I still can't remember the third thing, but of those 4 things, I did get to the fourth, 3 of the 4 goals I had set for this channel. The fourth one is dehydrating, which I'm still getting towards. I just haven't got there yet. I feel very happy about that because that was done within the first 3 or 4 months of this new year. Excuse me. Moving forward, I really wanted to try to concentrate on bringing communities together, and I need to work a little harder on that, which I'm working towards. And I think the Thursday night Homestead Hangout is a great way to do that. I think the other thing that goes with that is that it allows me to get to know more people. It allows all the channels to get to know more people, and it gets you guys to meet more and new people. So I think we're heading in the right direction. And for me, that's what homesteading, and community are when you put them all together. And I hope everybody agrees with that, because I do feel that's where this is all at. So looking at the chat, our urban homestead Annette, thank you for coming in. I see you've joined us. Cindy Brown, thank you for coming in. Haven't seen Cindy for a little while. Yeah. Okay, Dark Lord, I have downfalls. So as we move forward, I think what is important for everybody also to know is that a lot of us work together because we have an ability, and I will, excuse me, I have to move my camera sideways. I know for a fact that me and 4 or 5 or 6 other of the channels can have conversations. We can act like adults. We can have conversations that we may not agree on, but we can still have a discussion as to how to move forward on certain things. There are discussions we have that adults should have. We're not a bunch of kids. We don't try to play a bunch of kids. The other thing that goes along with this whole thing is we're drama free. We don't like the drama. We don't want the drama, but drama does follow. Okay, I'm not claiming we've never had it. Okay. But at the same token, don't make it what your channel thrives on, because it's not worth it and it will drag you and your channel down. So we collectively have decided that we don't want to do that. So we collectively are thoroughly enjoying this Thursday night homestead hangout, and without you guys, it would not be possible. So again, you get your own name, and that own name is the Homestead Hangout Homies. I hope everybody picks up on that. Moving along, what's been going on Kettle Kitchen? Well, right now, Kettle Kitchen and Blue from Blue Self-Reliance, I think Blue is still in here, we are hosting Jam It Up June 2.0, and actually the hashtag is hashtag Jam It Up June 2.0. And it has been great. There's a lot of great recipes out there. A lot of channels have joined in, and we're having fun watching them all. So thank you. We also then, in next month, we have Jarred Up July. And that would be any item you can stick in a jar. Okay, whether you can it, cook it, whether you do a craft. There's a couple other things, but we'll get more to that later down when we get to that point. This is one of the hardest things about the community, is just what Annette is saying, because she loves this community, is a part of this community, definitely a friend of all of our channels, but you live so far away. So we still love you though, nonetheless, but we do wish you were here closer. And Joey says he's not going back in a jar. So hopefully he doesn't hide Ginger's Peppered Chef tools anymore. Anyways, but this year, I'm trying to read what chat's saying here. Oh, Sapphire Diamonds Pearls, thank you for coming in. Teresa Jukiewicz, I see you're in here. Thank you for coming in. Hat Creek Homestead, thank you for coming in. So basically, so everybody knows, I just ran down what my definitions of homestead and community are, and what that means to Kettle Kitchen moving forward. And then I was discussing Jam It Up June, hashtag Jam It Up June 2.0. That's going very well. The other thing is, I sent out emails to several channels trying to find out if they'd be interested in, well, on my game night, which is Tuesday night at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we do a game. Now we're in the middle of a game called Don't Say That Word. It's my version of Taboo with a little bit of password in it. I'm trying to set up a tournament of channels, and I'm waiting for some more responses to come back, whether people are going to do it or not. But I'm hoping to get that set up, and then we've worked out a couple more tweaks. We had issues with this last week, so moving forward, we'll go ahead and we'll hopefully can start it, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not so sure how that's going to work out unless I get some answers back. I have been getting answers through the day, so that has been nice. The other thing is that there is, and I'm trying to remember, Tiffany, if you're in here, because I cannot remember it, will you please put in the name of the collaboration you guys are doing with Michelle for the Pampered Chef? And then Angela, if you're still in here, could you put your hashtag or title of the collaboration you're doing with Leanne, because June is Dairy Month, just so everybody knows. Oh, I like this. Okay, so what's Jam It Up June? So Jam It Up June is channels are putting out their recipes for any jam, jelly, preserve, marmalade, or conserve of their choice. Try to make it not simple. Some are, because some of those people haven't really done a lot of jamming or jellying or preserving those types of items. So they have done those, but basically it's a collaboration of, oh yeah, there we go. Basically it's a collaboration of making jams, okay, or jellies or marmalades or preserves or conserves, okay. um okay, Cindy, thank you, I got that. I'm catching up on all the chat here. Purring Lady says she has thoroughly enjoyed all of the different collaborations, learned so much, found some awesome channels to subscribe to. And that's really, for me, that's really what it's about. It's not about subscribers. It's not about views. It's about the connections I make along the way. And I made some wonderful connections. So, I know I seen the titles come in here, so I'm trying to find where they're at. Oh, so the one with Michelle from Big Valley Living, Tiffany Mud and Mascara Homestead, Ginger from Not For Nothing Homestead, or the merch channel, which is Muddin' For Nothing. They're doing the Pampered Chef-a-thon 2023, and that's any utensil or recipe from Pampered Chef or your favorite, and then showing how to make that. Okay. And then the other one is here. Actually, I'll come back up here because I don't know if I clicked it or not. So there you go. There's the title for the one they're doing. And then the other one is Angela. Thank you. June is Dairy Month 2023. And those are recipes of things made with dairy. Cheese. Angela did a homemade Velveeta cheese. The same. So check those out. They're good. A lot of people involved in them. Oh, Teresa, let me get that. So she's asking, she's only found one or two of the videos, so I am going to get the link. Or if Cindy, if you can get the link for my playlist for Jam It Up June, that would be wonderful, please. Or any of the mods, if they can jump in and get it done. This really is, I mean, I keep referring to it, but making wonderful friends has been the best part of being on YouTube. That's really, really what it should be about, because it's, whether it's resource, whether it's knowledge, or whether it's just communicating with like-minded friends, that's what it's about. Cindy, you're awesome. Thank you. So Teresa, there is the playlist as of yesterday. I haven't put the one up from today on there yet, but that's as of yesterday. And then you also can go to my channel, and it has the list of the channels that are putting out by what dates they're doing. Janice, you are behind. Not a lot though. They just started it. So go over to Big Valley Living, or I believe Mud and Mascara Homestead, or Not For Nothing Homestead, or the merch channel of Muddin' For Nothing, and I think all of them have a connection somehow to their information. Hello, Michelle. Thank you for coming in. Oh, so here's a little difference because I misread it. Angela says it's dairy in general, like soap making, animal care, or food. Like I said, she made Velveeta cheese. And I think it's kind of neat. So if you get a chance to go ahead and check it out, do please, because I think you might enjoy it. I hope. I got one more thing to talk about, but I don't want to talk about it yet.
because I'm waiting on that until later. So there is some new news coming out by the end of this live. You might want to hear it, but you got to wait and stick around. Big Valley, are you from Montana? I know where she's from, but I'm going to let her tell you. And I do love this because that is so true. Bad Cindy Brown, baddest mod in the whole darn town. Isn't that the truth? Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Said she wouldn't miss my live. Annette, again, we're back on the same thing. You know, sometimes the connections you make become stronger connections on here than even in person. I mean, that's just how some relationships go. So yeah, she's in beautiful California, just for the knowledge. And Cindy Brown's putting up your guys' playlist now for your collaborations. I appreciate that, Cindy. Thank you very much. I know, you know, here we go. I'm not trying to make this into a big old sob story, but I gotta tell you, you know, as far as YouTube has went, some of the nicest people I've met have been through YouTube. You know, you're not gonna find all of them to be perfect. I understand. Not everybody is after the same thing. I understand that. And even to my own demise in a couple situations, I trusted where I shouldn't have. It happens, okay? Because none of us want to assume the worst of a person or a channel, whichever you want to call it. But there are some out there that, for whatever the reason, their interests are in different places, or they misunderstand, or they just don't have the desire to live in a drama-free area, I guess would be the easiest way to put it. And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just saying from my own perspective. Okay. I think you have to be cautious about who you interact with. I think me personally, I treat other YouTube channels in the beginning as I do somebody I'd be interested in modding my channel. Okay. I got to trust them, if that makes any sense. Sorry about the photo bombing. Video bombing. I think if you're true to your channel and you're trying to make your channel as safe as possible and you want your channel to work for you and what your intention is, I think it's really important that a person evaluates somebody they're considering putting in as a moderator. That's not everybody, and that's the honest truth. Okay. I think you have to, well, Hat Creek Homestead says it the best way right there. Oops, it is right there. I just got to hit it. There you go. There are some weirdos out there. Okay. But you have to be willing to give a chance, but you also have to be at a point where you're not gonna harm yourself in doing it. That's what I'm trying to say. Purring lady, what did she say? Yes, that is a big common denominator. I mean, that's that back to the community thing again. That's the one direction we're all trying to head to, is being able to be as self-sufficient as you possibly can. Now, in some situations, you can't do that. I don't have pigs. I don't have cows. I don't have chickens, excuse me. So some of the things that I have to outsource to other people or places. And the cost of all those meats are really expensive right now. So yes, I have outlets and I have resources, I guess. But it's whether I want to do it, spend the money on it or not. Now, gardening, I can do all that we would utilize here. I can do most of that. So yes, I'm not totally self-sufficient, but I don't think you have to be to call yourself a homesteader. I don't think you have to be in a community. You have to be willing to take the leap, take the jump, do what you want to do, what goal you want to end up with or end up at, and just do it. Okay, we're going to go back to chat now. Let's see what we have in here. And Tiffany knows this as well. I mean, and she's spot on. You have to be guarded when giving chances, but you want to give chances. And there you go. Doesn't mean you're not a homesteader. Really, I think it really comes down to your definition of what homesteading is. If you feel you're a homesteader, then you're more likely a homesteader. If you're working towards self-sufficiency, if you're trying to get to a point where you're doing the agriculture on your own, if you're working towards the what was the other one? Home preserving and crafts or textiles or anything like that, that is still doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. So don't let it drag you down. Don't let other people drag you down, because I'm here to tell you a lot of people will try that. When you find the right community, when you find the right channels, when you find the right friends, when you find the right resources available to you through those friends, whether that's, like I said, community or conversation, or I need help learning how to do something, or this person likes what I like, can we do this together? I could go on forever, but when you find those things, hold on to them, because they're hard to find. Not everybody will agree with that, and I understand that. But I think if you really look at what channels are doing, and for the right reason, it won't be hard to find what you're looking for. Okay, so there you go. Tiffany says exactly. And Suburban Hillbilly's not a homesteader, she's a hillbilly. But I did like what Cindy put in here, and the best one she's ever done. So that's great. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, and it is a process. What and I'm only saying this because of what the pretty lady said. What their homestead is now is much different than when they started in '99. When I started mine in 2019, it's much different now than it was then. So there is differences. It's an evolution. It's an ongoing process. Do not think that it's a one and done thing, because homesteading is an ever evolving, ever changing, long scheduled, always something to do process if you're doing it the right way. But it doesn't mean you can't do it. Don't let that fear you out. Okay. Cindy says, I think homesteading has more to do with your personal home values than it does with what you produce. And I would concur with that 100%. If your lifestyle is to do preservation, gardening, and I'm just using those as examples, that's what your home life is, and the values within your home. Does it necessarily give you a different title? In this case, if you've done it for 50 years and that's what you know, then one would argue that you've been one for that long. The other one would The other point you could argue is that you have to delve into yourself to know what your end result is and know, are you comfortable with what that is? And if it is a fit, then keep it. That's what I got to say. Teresa, you are correct. Eventually, people will weed themselves out, and that has happened in all 4 of the situations I've dealt with. So, yes. Here's another important question. Right? Purring lady, I should have one here with that. You can't judge your homestead against another homestead. That reigns so true with a good portion of the people that are in chat that I consider very close friends, as well as other channels I associate with. My homestead is not like Ginger's homestead. It's not like Tiffany's homestead. It's not like Dale's homestead. It's not like, and I can just speak from what I do know. It's not like Gilliam Farms. It's not like White Rock Nation. It's not like theirs. It's not like my neighbors down the street. It's not like the 2 farms that are right here outside of town. It's not like, I could go on and on and on. You can't compare your homestead to another in the sense of successes and failures. Okay? But I do agree with what she says also. With both, you'll also be learning. So each one of those channels, which have their own homestead, are learning something different. But it's a skill asset. It's a way to educate, and it's a way to provide reliable resources to others who might be in the same situation. Specifically, here's my example. If I know another person down the street who lives on the same road I do is trying to do the same thing, theoretically, I could give them an example and information and resources on how I did. But I'm not going to be able to go to a farm a mile out the road and say, okay, here's how I do it, how I'm successful, because it's a whole different way of doing it. Okay? But it doesn't mean that both can't be successful and both can't learn from each other. The assumption that they're exactly the same is invalid. To me, sorry if my sound has gone down. I apologize for that. I'm not sure as to why. Other than my throat's getting really dry. Sorry. I just think it's important for people to understand and realize that this is a journey. It's not just something you just do it one time and it's done. You don't have to come back to it, because you will always have to come back to it. Yours is not going to be the same as someone else's. Definition of words and terms are not able to be equally the same when they're not equally the same. So, how about my sound now? Hello, Daz. You're awesome. Thank you for coming in. Okay. We'll take down the purring lady and see if that makes a difference. Still radio. Sound stinks. Of course it does, because I'm trying to do something. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm going to bring this other one up, and then we'll see what we can do to fix that.
I'm still here. I'm just trying to do this a different way and bring myself back up. apologies, really, guys. I'm sorry. Well, if the sound is much better down. Try it that way. Can you hear me? All good. Thank you. Sorry about that. It's glitchy though. That's the problem. Anyways, we'll just get through it. We got less than 15 minutes, so we'll just get through it. So, all I'm trying to say again, like I said, is don't give up on it. Homesteading is defined different ways. Not everybody's going to have the same thing. Remember, it's about you doing what you need to do to make your family better. And that's the point. Okay. On the community part of it, it's about joining with others that are like minded, have similar interests, and want to have a similar end goal or result. Okay. One of the things that made me jump into this Thursday night change, because for those that don't know, I had a Friday night live that was at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Much later for the East Coast, who had a hard time doing it. I get it. Okay. But it was my routine. And so I struggled with the change over to the Thursday night. But I seen the benefit of the group of us working together to do what we've ended up doing. And I'm happy with it. And I'm really happy Gilliam Farms has been able to finally join in and be a part of the group. They did really well tonight. I love seeing them. Now it says I'm going to be blurry because my internet stinks. I'm being honest with you. I don't know. I'll try to work at it. Anyways. So y'all wait around for the news and wait all night for it. And I think I'm about ready to tell you what the surprise is. Okay. And Tiffany knows what I'm about to do. That's why she's saying that. Teresa, I would love Starlink, but I don't have that kind of money. So, okay. Here we go. Something new, something different this year. Everybody remembers that we had a collaboration last year, and we have created a different one. And I'm just going to bring it up so you can see it. Okay, here we go. I hope you guys can read that. So, invitations will go out Monday for specific channels. Okay, there are 60 channels being invited to the Shindig. Virtual cookout, picnic. There will be main dishes, side dishes, desserts, snacks. These can be cold or hot. It'll be September 1st of this year through September 30th. You will have to RSVP back to me by June. Well, not June 30th. That's going to be changed to July 30th. I apologize. This is being hosted by 9 Acre Family Farm, Blue Self-Reliance, Mud and Mascara, Homestead, Not For Nothing Homestead, and Kettle Kitchen. There you go. There is the news. Okay. I'm not going to go into a lot of discussion about it tonight. Okay. Tomorrow, me and Blue are going to have a pop-up live, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will go into much more detail of what's going on. Okay. I am not going to divulge who's in it yet. Okay. Yes, from my perspective and the others, this will replace our involvement with Last Chance Cook-Off. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Um, those that did put in that they wanted to return to Last Chance Cook-Off, if you would please email me, I would appreciate that so we could straighten that information out. And you don't have to. It's totally up to you guys. I'm not pushing anybody. None of us are. And this is replacing. It is not in addition to. Okay. From our perspective. So I'm trying to make that very clear without going into a lot of detail right now. This is for us replacing Last Chance Cook-Off. But we've opened it up. It's a little different. Okay. We've also, some things have been revamped majorly, and most of the prizes are coming from the channels. These are not going to be sponsored by big corporations or anything like that. We are trying to keep it within our means, and we are trying to make sure that we can handle what we got going. Okay. Little same, lot different. Okay. We've also opened it up. It's not just a barbecue collaboration. It's open up to main dishes, side dishes, desserts, snacks. They can be hot or cold. Okay. Suburban Hillbilly, hopefully you can join us. If you can't, there is replay. And theoretically, guys, we're looking forward to it. Why is it going out now when it's not until September? Because there is a lot of planning that has to happen. So we're going to try to get it out so that we have control over what's going on, and we can make sure everybody's scheduled and everybody knows what their routine is. Okay. Cindy, I will get back with you on that because I'm not positive about that yet. Okay. I just seen something. Where's it? Oh, Blue. I agree. If you'd bring it to a cookout or a picnic, we want to see it. That's what it's about. Okay? Again, not limited to specific things. This is wide open, guys. Okay. And it's not specific to only new channels, only channels under 1,000, only channels over 10,000. This is open to who we are inviting. Okay. Cindy, I will. It will be 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Kettle Kitchen. Both myself and Blue from Blue Self-Reliance will be on for that. We've already talked about it and agreed to it. And Daz, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to too, our friend. See, this is what I was hoping for. People excited about it and want to be in it. That's what we're trying to get. Blue added one more thing in here. We want the best looking food table at the park. Okay. We want to make everyone jealous with the options while they sit there with their 30 bowls of potato salad. I like that. And you're fine, Lori. It's clarification, so I'm okay with that. Maybe Cindy Brown, you should do a Southern banana pudding and put it on a video. Just saying. Oh, that cracks me up. Tiffany, I think you're being threatened. Daz, am I counting you in for tomorrow night? Or are you talking about the shindig? All right. Good night, White Rock. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it very much. Don't forget, guys, every Thursday night we have our Homestead Hangout with all our Homestead Hangout homies. All right, guys. Here is where we are at. Okay. This is the end of our night. I know there was a couple channels that were going to the to have their own first lives. I'm not sure if they're still going. If anybody remembers who that was, could you please put it in there? I would appreciate it. And just remember your homesteading definitions, which are very small. Definition of community, what it means to you to be a part of that, and how you can improve your family's life. Okay. I think it's important for all of us to try to be together and help each other out where we can. If there's a channel that says, hey, I really want to know how to download a video, can somebody help me? Try to help them out. They need it. It only makes our community stronger when we're helping out those in our community. Okay. Cindy, worst case scenario, I will make you, I better make sure I say it right so I don't mess it up. I know what I think it said. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Banana pudding. Hold on just a second, guys. All right. So one way or another, I'll make sure you have that banana pudding, whether it's myself or somebody else. Okay. All right, Teresa, thank you for coming in. Okay, guys. So we're almost at our hour. I want to say the usual. Yes. Go ahead, Annette. Again, these are, I got it, banana pudding. These will be by invitation. They will go out. And Monday, I think, is the day I'm going to try to get them out. So be looking for them. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you to everybody that's in this chat room. I appreciate it. It's been wonderful. I love it when you guys are here, and it helps out my channel. Remember to be smart. Think ahead. Meal prep with ease and prepare. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you next week.